Okay, since nobody wants to fucking read, and people just want to be parrots and just say the bullet points, I'm going to go ahead and give you every reason as to why exactly we are in a shutdown. The Republican-led House responded to the current funding deadline with H.R. 5371, a clean continuing resolution, CR, completely clean. It simply keeps government funded at the big beautiful bill baseline. Already passed, letting the subsidy and FMAP step downs and the stricter verification work rules continue, and renews routine health programs such as CHIP, community health centers, and telehealth. It adds no new health or immigration riders. So, the big beautiful bill already fucking passed. The only thing that the continued resolution did on the Republican side is allow that big beautiful bill to continue as normal. What the big beautiful bill does is it does a step back from what COVID was, what gave us all this extra shit. Now, let's see what the Democrats want. Senate Democrats, however, drafted their own continuing resolution and then filibustered H.R. 537. That's where we're at now. In their draft, Continuing Appropriations and Extensions and Other Matters Act 2026, Division B, Subtitle E, makes two major changes. This is what Republicans are not cool with. Section 2141 reappeals the big beautiful bill's health subtitle, rolling back the new monthly address checks, the multi-state enrollment blocking systems, and the long delay on CM streamlined enrollment rules. The Section 2142 permanently extends the enhanced ACA premium tax credits by striking the 400% of poverty income cap and locking in the richer pandemic-era subsidies. Democrats are also pushing to avoid the deeper fiscal year 2026 discretionary spending caps Republicans want. So, they want to keep relief funds, which we don't need anymore. We are not in a pandemic, which, by the way, at the time, 6%. That was what Medicare's growth was 6% annually. The relief plan made that 16%, which is unnatural and will eventually bury Medicare. What the Big Beautiful Bill Act did was bring that back down to 11 and 12%. So think about it like this. If we stayed at the 6%, but then never had the COVID pandemic, it boosted up to 11 to 12%, that would be a Democratic win. That Democrats would celebrate that. But because they're at 16 and they want to come down, and Republicans want to come down to 11 or 12, Democrats say that they're taking Medicare. So, completely fucking false. We're actually better off than what we would be if we were just continuing without the pandemic. So, there's that. Procedurally, the House passed its clean stopgap, but the Senate's 60-vote cloture rule lets 41 senators block it. Senate Democrats are using that power to demand restored pandemic-level ACA subsidies, a higher federal Medicaid match, looser overall spending caps, and repeal of the Big Beautiful Bill's verification provisions before agreeing to reopen the government. Republicans argue the shutdown is unnecessary because the Big Beautiful Bill is already law and should simply be funded as written. Democrats are trying to renegotiate both the money and the verification rules. The reason they want to do this is to make it easier to not verify who gets Medicare. That's where that talking point is coming from. So when you hear Republicans saying they want to give Medicare to illegal immigrants, this is what they're talking about. Since late 2021, the United States has seen a historic surge of people arriving and asking for protection. DHS and CBP report about 2.4 million encounters in fiscal year 2022 and 2.5 million in fiscal year 2023, and hundreds of thousands up to more than 1 million annually move into pending asylum or humanitarian parole status. Once someone files a credible asylum claim or is paroled, they are treated as lawfully present, not undocumented, and can buy subsidies, ACA marketplace plans, and in some states enroll in Medicaid. Does that make sense to you? So you're saying that 2.5 million people in 2023, 2.4 million people in 2022 are all just trying to find safe haven. Or maybe some of them utilizing our lax policy in our Medicare system and in other systems to take advantage of the taxpayer. You just got to read. You just got to do the research. It's right there in plain sight. Everything is online. Everything is able to be seen. What they're using is language to confuse you. And I'm not saying this is a Democrat thing or a Republican thing. It's obvious they're both using language to try to sway you in one direction or another. Instead of saying what is actually going on, Republicans are saying they're trying to give illegal migrants Medicare. If you go to the language and go to what's actually going on, that's exactly what they're doing. But the language isn't saying that. So why don't you just say what the language is saying and see how we go from there. And then Democrats are using the fact that we should never be at what Medicare is currently if COVID never happened. And in fact, we're better off, even after the big beautiful bill, than if COVID never happened. Use your fucking brain. Do some fucking research. It didn't take me long to do this. That's why our government is shut down. This is a Democrat problem, not Republican. Sound good? Cool.